Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mia and today I'm going to be filming a ballroom look. So previously on my channel I've done a Latin look, so today the ballroom is going to be a bit softer, using some nice gold pigments, you know, just making it not too harsh. This is great for juveniles starting off with makeup as well, so I really hope this is helpful. If it is, please remember to go like, subscribe, and if you have any more video ideas for me to do, please let me know down in the comments and I can sort them out for you as soon as possible. I'm just going to be quickly doing my eyebrows off camera, and if you haven't watched my eyebrow tutorial already, go watch that and I will be right back. So I've just done my eyebrows off camera and primed my eyes with the plouise base in shade 2 as usual. I don't know what I have there, one second. So I'm just going to quickly pat over my eyelids with the fluffy brush I applied the base with to just check that I have no creases. Now, to start this eye look off, I'm going to go into a medium sort of brown shade, slightly dark. This one here. This is the MMMMitchell palette, by the way, by Beauty Bay. And I'm going to go into the shade Man-Made on my Morphe M506 brush, tapping that off and just packing it onto the outer corner. Packing it on, and then once you've got the base colour down, you just want to be blending that really lightly all the way around, like that. Now for ballroom makeup, I don't really like to use black. I tend to stick with browns and maybe like a deep purple or something like that instead of a black, like an alternative really, because I don't like using black. I think it's too harsh. So we're just going to be blending that out, fluffing it out as much as possible. Try not to take it too high. You just literally want to be feathering it out like that. Then just wipe that off on the back of your hand. There shouldn't be too much product left. And now we're going to be going into, you can really use any colour you want. I'm going to go into a lighter brown, but say you had a pink dress, you'd go into the pale pink shade and blend this out and it'd look lovely as well. But I'm just going to go into Meh, which is like a pukey brown. And I'm just going to go half over that shade that I applied down first and then half above it, using the same technique, low brush, and just blend that out. Now I also don't like to have a sharp edge for my ballroom makeup, so I just sort of feather it out. And now I'm taking a big fluffy brush, and again it's completely up to you the shade you use. I'm going to use a little bit of macaroni and mixer, and that's literally like a macaroni shade, and it's like a pale orange tangerine shade. I'm just going to be applying this, and it's just to blend it out with. Just a nice colour to blend all of that out with. And again, when I get to the outer edge, I'm just using circular motions to blend as I am all the way through, and in the inner corner as well, because you don't want a white line. Like that. And then you just basically dipping in and out, in and out. I'm going to go back into Man-Made, which was the first shade we laid down. And I'm just going to rebuild a little bit of that. And I'm just going to feather that out slightly, just very, very slightly, dusting that out, like that. And then taking the same brush, not adding any extra product, just lightly feathering that out. Going into a little bit of Maine, which is slightly darker, and using circular motions to blend that shade, and then bringing it all through the crease quite high up, and then again blending that, just flicking it out, and back in with the other brush and just like that. Then you can add a little black, and I'm going to, just for the sake of this video, because I know people probably will like to add black. Now, for the black shade, I'd use, you could use a very small precise brush, but you could also use a fluffier brush, which is what I'm going to do today. So, I'm just going to be using this, it's like a little Clinique brush. I've had it for a while. And I'm just literally going to be dipping into the black, dipping very minimal and tapping that off, and then just hitting the outer corner with that, going slightly in the crease, very little, very, very little. And this is literally just for that smokiness. And then bringing that out to then go back into your M506 brush, blend that right out, and once again with your big brush, like that. Now, you could have this all matte, so you could add like a pale white shade here, could have a shiny white shade, anything you want. I like to use more golden shades, so I have like this pigment here with me today from MAC. I have another one here from Peaches and Cream, which is a little bit lighter. So what I think I'm going to do is add a little bit of the MAC one first as like a base, and then go over with the Peaches and Cream. That's my idea. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this on. So I'm just going to be applying this with a Smashbox flat brush. And I'm just going to be literally not adding any products like to my eye as a base. And just tapping that on. Tapping some of the excess off. And then slowly, you don't want to exactly blend it up, but you don't want to have a harsh line. So what I do is, with whatever's left on this brush, I go above where the line is and I just drag down. And that gives you like that seamless blend. And then you just pat over the darker shade to get like that ombre. And then obviously you can go back in with your M506 brush. Just blend that out. You can go in with a little bit more just to really make it pop like that. And then, as I said, I'm going to go in with an extra one. I might have another one as well in a minute. I'm just extra, you don't have to do all these steps. But I'm going to add the Most Wanted pigment by Peaches and Cream. I'm just going to add that sort of like in the centre more. Just there. Can you see how it's like a little bit more golden? I really like that look. I just think this makes it pop a little bit more. And again, using that same technique, dragging down, then going back into my M506 brush and really just blending that seamlessly. It's a really pretty pigment. And then, I know I've just added so many things, but as a final little touch, I'm going to go in with the Bollywood pigment. And this is like white, but it's actually got gold reflex. So I'm just going to see how this works. I might not like it, but I just want to try it. Again, just hitting the very centre. Because this is like translucent. Just with like glitter in it. Yeah, I like that. So obviously you don't have to apply all of these. I just do because I think it has the best effect. Like, can you see here now? Like, you can see that popping. Well, I'm just gonna do the other eye now, and I'll be right back. As you can see, I've just done the other eye off camera, and even though this is Ballroom, and you know, I don't like to add a lot of black, I still like to define the eye with a little bit of liner. So what I'm going to be doing is taking a angled brush and going into my Inglot Gel Line in shade 77, which is just the black shade, And in case I didn't mention before, which I don't think I did, I used the MAC pigment in Tan, the first one, and the second one was the Peaches and Cream Most Wanted pigment, and then the third and final pigment was the Hollywood pigment by Peaches and Cream. Anyway, now I'm going to just go in with my gel liner on my angled brush, and I'm just going to thinly create a line. Just trying to keep as close to the lash line as possible. I don't like a big thick wing personally. If you do, you can definitely do one, but I just prefer to keep it like this. So I'm just going to do the same on the other eye, like that. I'm pretty happy with that. And now while we're here, I'm going to be applying this to the waterline. So I'm just going to be taking my pinky and pulling my eye down while I apply the gel liner with the angled brush. Using its flat side to apply it like that. And then again on this side, just like that. And now we're going to do the under eye. So for the under eye, I'm going to be taking actually the Handmade shade again on a Jaclyn Hill X Morphe JH42 brush, which is just a tiny little brush like this. And I'm just going to really just run that as close to the lash line as possible. Again, using my pinky to pull my eye down so I can get really close. And then I'm actually going to be going into the Morphe M506 brush and going into a little bit of the shade Meh. And I'm just going to be really blending that out. Just really feathering it, not being scared of being messy, and then drawing it up here. Be sure to join it up. Like that. And that is done for me. You can also, I have sometimes, like probably now, I dip into a little bit of Mafia and a little bit of Maine, so deep brown shade in the black. Tap it off and just hit the edges and just here. Just to give it that little smoke. And the same on this side. Just to really smoke that out a little bit more. Now for face, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 250, and I'm going to be taking that on a Real Techniques brush, and this is just one of the buffer brushes. And I'm just literally going to be tapping that on. This is a really good foundation for dancing, and obviously it's not my shade because I did used to use it for dancing, so it's slightly more tanned. But if you just buff this in all over the face, it's a super good foundation. It's really long wearing. This is a really nice colour for dance. You can go even darker, but obviously with the bronzer and contour, you really don't need to, I don't think. It's got a decent coverage and it's quite matte, so that's why I like it personally. Just be sure to really blend that in and take it down the neck, because you don't want a white neck, do you? Just like that, taking it down the neck. Remember to take it on the ears, especially when you're dancing, because your ears are nearly always on show. So like that. Again, the coverage is really nice. It's not too heavy, which I like in Ballroom, because then you can add more products like concealer. You can really like layer it up, which I personally prefer. Go with a little bit more for the forehead. Get as close to the brows as possible. You can always go in with a little brush, like a concealer brush, around the eyebrows. Most of the time I don't need to, but on the odd occasion I will. Just buffing around the eyebrows and using whatever foundation is left just to add a little bit more coverage. And if you want to add more coverage, pat, don't swirl. Pat over the nose and get close to the eyes just to, you can make the initial blend there before concealer. So for concealer today I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium. Taking a little bit there, just like that, on the chin, nose, and quite a bit on the forehead. Now I'm going to be using Real Techniques brush to blend this out, and this is a setting brush. But obviously I'm using, well actually, on the forehead I'm going to be taking the Real Techniques buffer brush again, just because it's bigger and it's easier. And just blend that out. Just like that, and then same down the nose, I'm taking the same buffer brush and just tapping that in. And then we're just going to be taking this brush and just patting that foundation, concealer out, bringing it down. You don't need to get it too close to the eye makeup because otherwise it'll just ruin it. So you just want to like bring it downwards. So blending it and you're blending it down. Obviously still covering the dark circles, but just not interfering with the eyeshadow. So you just want to get as close as possible, like that. Then wipe it off, and then you can actually just do that. So it'll blend the foundation, the concealer and the eyeshadow together quite seamlessly. And then just tap. And this is ballroom makeup, but you can definitely wear this just to go out as well. Like this is a really nice like bronze eye. And now for powder, I'm going to use the Fit Me today, the Fit Me Poreless powder. But I would usually use like baking powder. Just I've not got one to hand today, sorry. I would usually just use like Huda Beauty or the Colour FX setting powder. I'm just going to be taking the Fit Me powder on a Real Techniques brush. It's the blusher brush. But I'm just going to be using it to set the eyes. Well, the under eye. Just tap, tap, tap. To make sure it's really sunken in. Just going over the rest of the parts where I applied the concealer. Just like that. And now I'm going to be taking the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer in the shade 7. Yep, 7 on a angled Morphe brush. And I'm just going to be getting right in the hairline to start off with. And then just bringing that in towards the face. Try and aim for your nose, not your mouth. Really just warming that face up. And then the same on the other side. Getting the hairline. And then just really go in. Don't be afraid to go in with this because this is what's going to help you. Like I've got lights on me now, and before I had this on I looked really washed out, so this really helps just bring you back to life a little bit. You can also go down the neck with this and then just hit the sides of the nose. Just like that, going in there. And then just going with my concealer brush just over that. Make sure it's not too harsh. And I'm also going to be going into the Bare Minerals Warmth and just adding a tiny little bit of that just to define the face a little bit more. That's very dark, as you can see. Just touching and touching. Like, you really want to just graze this. Again, on the forehead, just graze. This is a great one for the body as well. And now what I'm going to do is go in with my big Joe Fibre brush and just go over that and blend it. To make sure there's no harsh lines and everything's blended together. Like that. And I also like to go lighter with my blush when I'm doing ballroom makeup. I just think it ties in with the eyes a lot better. So I'm going to be using the Inglot blush today on a Real Techniques Joe Fibre contour brush. And I'm just going to be dipping into that. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, which I enjoy. And it's like a pinky toned blush. And I'm just really dipping into that and applying it to the apples and almost blending my contour out with it. That's how I like to use blush. Those cheeks, go a little bit on forward with whatever's left and that's on the chin. Now for ballroom, I also like to go in with a more golden highlighter. So I'm using the MAC Whisper of Guilt today, which is this one here. And it's super shiny, so you can go as light or as heavy as you want. I prefer to go in with a really big fluffy brush for this because I prefer to go slightly lighter. Dip into that and literally just apply this and blend it. It's amazing. And I also like to go just above the brow here and just really hit that side of the nose, up here where your eyebrow is, obviously on the cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin there, same on the other side. Blend that. I like to blend it into my blush a little bit, so then when you're front on it catches the light. Again, right near the brow, just above, side of the nose, right up there. And when you apply highlighter there, it hits it there. Left over on the cupid's bow, just on the chin there. And then, taking a smaller brush with the same highlighter, going on the tip of the nose, just like that, going right up there, just like that. I also like to go in the inner corner with it, but I'm going to be adding a pigment there anyway. Just right to make it pop, like that. And then I'm also going to take a tiny little bit on the brow bone. Depending on how high you brought your pigment, you don't want to take that too low. So just be wary of that. I'm just going to apply a pair of lashes. I've just put the glue on. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to be applying my lipstick. And this is my favourite lipstick to use for competitions. It's the Stilla liquid lipstick in the shade Beso. And it's like a true red. And it stays on so long. And I'm just going to be... So guys, this is the finished look. I've just applied a pair of lashes. These are the Samba lashes, I think, by Lash Dance. And I'm really happy with this look. I just think it's the most classic look you can do. You could definitely wear this for Latin. Maybe just deepen it up a little bit on the outer corner with some black, anything you want. You could add stronger highlight, anything like that. But I just think this is a classic ballroom look and also a going out look. I must say this is like a go-to look for me as well when I go out sometimes. So I really do hope you found this video helpful for all of those asking for this tutorial. If you have, and if you've enjoyed it, please remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell to make sure you miss none of my future videos. I post every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday at 8:30 PM, so be sure you don't miss it. And if there are any videos that you'd like to see me do in the future, please let me know down in the comments. And if you're interested in any of the products that I've used today, everything will be linked down in the description box, along with my social media. If you're not following me already, follow me. And along with every single product I've used today, even if I've not mentioned it in the video, everything will be down there. So if you're interested, please do go and check it out. I just want to say a big thank you for watching, and I shall see you all in my next video. Bye guys.